Mark Aurelius, king of Stoic philosophers, once said, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." This deep understanding lays the foundation for this video, where we will show you 11 vital things that you need to calmly cut out of your life. We can transform, understanding and controlling our inner landscape, as Aurelius suggests. This is not just a passive viewing. This is an interactive experience, and we invite you to take active part, sharing your views on each topic we discuss. Stay with us until the end, as this journey promises not only knowledge, but also the opportunity for deep self-reflection and transformation. Let's get started. First, explain yourself to those who cause you pain. When you are hurt by someone you used to consider a close friend, remember this: you don't owe them a long explanation or a dramatic speech. Just moving forward is the smartest step. It's not about getting justice or apologizing. It's about protecting your world. You may find yourself in a situation when this person comes back and asks for your help. Believe me, no, this is all you need. You don't need to help someone who betrayed your trust. Eliminating drama and the quiet distance between you and them is often the wisest decision you can make. Let time show the consequences of their actions. Concentrate on taking care of yourself and allowing the future to turn around as it will. Often, this is the best way to do it. This is the best way to let both of you grow. Be real. You don't need to keep people in your life who don't respect you. Everyone deserves recognition for who they are. And retreating from those who don't do this is actually a bold choice. It's about choosing your mental health and growing up instead of unnecessary drama. The best revenge is not to be like the person who committed the crime. It's about not being like the person who committed the crime. That's what Mark Aurelius said. Don't bow down to their level. Instead, invest in becoming the best version of yourself, cultivating your inner peace of mind and character. This is a real deal. 2 unnecessary goals. The journey of life often requires from us to take important decisions, deliberate action and being faithful to our true self. In this process, it is vital to realize that certain goals no longer serve our true purpose. Refusing these goals is not only normal, but also necessary, because it allows us to focus on what really matters. At the same time, an important aspect of this process is our consideration of how we do it. Do not broadcast any changes or decisions. There is no need to share each of your steps with the whole world. This caution helps to protect your common strategy and intentions. After going through these changes, do it subtly, ensuring that your actions correspond to your main values and identities. Make these changes quietly, adapting to the situation, and always value the power of confidentiality in your strategic life choices. This approach not only simplifies your path, but also maintains the integrity of your personal journey. Seneca, an outstanding philosopher, said, "Not that we have so little time, but that we lose so much." The life we get is not short, but we make it. We are not bad, but we are poor. We lose what we have. This quote resonates deeply with the concept of focusing our attention on the most important goals, and the refusal of unnecessary ones, reminding us to use our time and effort wisely. The third is redistribution. This is the end of relationships, be it friendship or romance. When navigating towards the end of friendship or romantic relationships, maintaining discretion over intimate details is a first step. The exchange of detailed information about conflicts or reasons of separation not only does not respect the confidentiality shared between you and another person, but also ignites unnecessary rumors, making the situation even more complicated. Instead, it is more profitable to internalize and reflect on these experiences. This practice not only respects the immutability of private life on both sides, but also contributes to a deeper process of personal healing. If you are forced to discuss these personal issues, it can be a sign of unsolved emotional problems. Instead of looking for external sources, participate in self-dialogues to understand and process these feelings. This approach guarantees that any problematic relationships are resolved with dignity, without making them the subject of public discussion. By doing this, you protect your emotional well-being and well-being of other participants, contributing to a more respectful and discreet journey of healing. Mark Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not over external events." Understand this and you will find the strength This quote resonates deeply with the idea of focusing our attention on the inside and controlling our reactions to external situations, especially in a delicate context of relationships. Fourthly, in periods of disappointment or anger, raise your voice before others. Imagine that you were in a hot meeting. Your heart is beating from disappointment. We were all there, weren't we? In these moments, the temptation to let go of our anger is enormous. But what if, instead of speaking softly, we use this fire energy not in screams, but in firm, calm words? This is not just about keeping face to face. This is a journey to control our internal storms. Think about the time when you saw someone lose their coolness. How did it make you feel? Uncomfortable? Maybe even disappointed? Now imagine someone who, despite the chaos, remained calm. Their voice calming the balsam in the sea of noise. This is the person we all strive to be, isn't it? It is in these trials, in these tests of our spirit, that we find our true strength. It turns anger into action, and disappointment into a trick. It is like the alchemy of the soul. It is not just about biting back the angry words. It is about the channels of this energy, into something that moves us forward, and turns the blocks that collided into stepping stones. Thank you. Heraclitus was on something when he said, "To be indifferent is the greatest virtue." It is a reminder that in the conditions of a storm, our calmness is our best weapon, and balance is the most real form of courage. So, next time, when the waves of emotions burst, remember about it. The ability to remain immobile, to speak in whispers, when the world expects screams. It is not just a virtue, it is a superpower, unique for you. Fifth, spreading negative opinions about others. Think about when you last heard how someone insulted another person. Did it not make you think what they say when you were not there? Spreading negative opinions about others is a slippery slope. It is easy to catch yourself in the heat of the moment, but these words, as soon as they come out, hold you back like shadows, pouring dark light on your character. It is more than just being diplomatic. It is about being the kind of person that others trust and respect. You should not like everyone, but remember, every person you meet is fighting in a battle that you know nothing about. Now imagine, you are facing someone, a difficult person or a difficult situation. It is tempting to let your judgment fly, isn't it? But here is a trick. At this moment, you have the power to change the narrative. Choose empathy instead of contempt, and talk instead of conflict. It is difficult, no doubt. You will feel everything, from disappointment to suffering. Perhaps even a hint of admiration for their persistence. This approach not only concerns the preservation of peace, but also the understanding of the complex elements of human emotions and interactions. By doing this, you are not just building bridges. You are becoming a person who can control the rapid flow of relationships with subtlety in the heart. If you have come to this, I ask you to leave a comment to show that you are really looking for changes. Continue to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Find additional content like this. Now let us keep going. 6. I all the time compare myself to others. A constant desire to compare yourself to others is like running on a treadmill simultaneously. This is trading, endless and, to be honest, a thief of joy. Think about it. Each time you look aside Obi, counting other people's then hai shi bu tong, against your own, you are not just selling yourself in the short term, you are completely losing the beauty of your unique story. This habit, this compulsion to measure, often leaves us with a feeling that we are constantly lagging behind, tying us with a cycle of doubts in ourselves and dissatisfaction. Now turn the scenario over. What if you start celebrating your strangeness, your mistakes and your victories, no matter how small they are? This is not about ignoring the world around you, but about accepting your journey as rough and unfiltered. Life is not a pure scenario in which everyone reads one scenario at a time. It is disorderly, unpredictable and wildly divergent. Your story, with its ups and downs, triumphs and failures, is a testimony of your stability and your individuality. So plunge into your own story. Let it be a spectrum of emotions, from grief and disappointment to the height of achievements. Uniquely yours. Since you own your journey, you are not just moving forward. You are rewriting the rules of the game on your terms. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, control your perceptions, direct your actions in the right way and voluntarily accept what goes beyond your control. This quote resonates deeply with the concept of focusing attention on our own path, and not comparing yourself to others. 7. Nonsense use of social networks. Consider your life as a unique story filled with rich experiences and personal growth. Social networks, on the other hand, are a huge storage of the stories of all others, often only their best moments. This inequality can lead to unfair comparisons and the feeling of dissatisfaction with one's own life. Therefore, it is vital to approach social networks with the intention of using them for specific purposes, such as the search for inspiration, connections, and love. Since social networks are not only a medium of communication, it can be easier for people to connect with reality through obtainable information and then return to the reality of our own journey. To avoid continuous inflection, try to schedule specific hours for the use of social networks, for example, during morning coffee or after work. Before each interaction on the internet, pause to ask, is this constructive or just distraction? This kind of attention helps to separate a significant attraction from a meaningless twist. Think about a break if you noticed a decrease in mood or self-esteem due to the use of social networks. At this time, you have the opportunity to engage in real activity that confirms the value of your unique life story. By making these adjustments, you create a space to evaluate the story of your life, free from endless comparisons and more focused on what really enriches your existence. 8. Search for external checks today. Let's look at the liberating concept of liberation from the constant search for external approval. Imagine yourself on the stage, in the center of attention, surrounded by a sea of people. Everyone is ready to judge how you act, speak, and exist. This stunning and restrictive scenario emphasizes the suffocating nature of life for the approval of others. Imagine that you leave this scene in a quiet space where your voice is the most important thing. This shift symbolizes the importance of giving priority to your actions. Now she reaches out to ease her mood. Call her here, please. Don't give up your inner voice over external decisions. Life for others' approval takes you away from your true self and wishes, as it is wearing avant your clothes to please others. Remember the moments of real satisfaction in your life. They probably happened to you when you were true to your own values. This is the essence of true life. To include this in everyday life, start with introspection before making decisions. Ask your motives. Is it for you or for others? Trust your intuition. Admit your needs and work on creating your self-esteem. Celebrate your achievements, learn from your mistakes, and value your qualities. Remember, self-acceptance is a journey, marked by small but significant triumphs. In addition, support the relationships that respect your individuality, and encourage your true self. By losing the weight of external approval, we set out for a more authentic, full-fledged life journey in which we are the main characters, guided by the truth, determined and courageous. 9. Perfectionism. In our pursuit of self-improvement, it is necessary to eliminate the traps of perfectionism. This way of thinking, although it seems useful, often leads to stress and feelings of what has never been good enough. Perfectionism establishes impossible high standards and causes fear of mistakes. Nevertheless, self-improvement is the key to personal growth and happiness. Life, as well as art, becomes more enriching and genuine when we allow space for imperfection. To fight perfectionism, start by accepting your limitations and understanding that mistakes are part of learning. Move your goal from perfection to superiority, which means doing everything possible, knowing that there is always room for growth. Practice compassion for yourself and be gentle with yourself when things don't go as planned. Celebrate your efforts and understand that every experience contributes to your journey. And finally, redefine success not as a flawless result, but as a journey itself, full of learning and personal growth. Refusal from perfectionism opens the world of opportunities, where mistakes are viewed as opportunities. This way of thinking contributes to a more relaxed and authentic life, allowing you to appreciate the beauty of your own humanity and the unique path you are on. 10. Hold on to unrealistic expectations. When we go on a great journey of life, we often set floating paths of expectations. Lay out paths to dreams and desires. Nevertheless, it is these sails that can be spread in monstrous proportions, turning into unrealistic fantasies that throw us into stormy seas of disappointment and disappointment. As sailors, Bewitched by mythical sirens, we pursue perfection in ourselves, in others, and in our experiences. Search is as useless as the search for horizons that retreat as we get closer. These dirty expectations, often carried by the whispers of society and the noise of the media, can blind us from the beauty of our true phenomena and the rough, unfiltered reality of life. The way to get rid of these deceitful illusions begins with a cruel, unwavering honesty with ourselves. This is a journey in which we return layers of responsibilities and opportunities to reveal the essence of our true aspirations. It is about acknowledging the weight of these expectations and boldly asking, do they elevate or suppress our spirit? This is not a fairy tale transformation. This is a rude, sometimes painful, recognition of the imperfections of life and our own limitations. We are talking about setting goals that correspond to who we really are, and not to what they tell us. Every little victory, every step forward becomes a witness to our stability. The beauty of this journey is not in the destination, but in the rich cover of experiences that follow along the way. The refusal of unrealistic expectations not only frees us from time, it opens our eyes to unexpected wonders of life. Teaches us to move through its turbulent waters with the heart, which is open to every flow, every joy and heartache that come to our way. 11. Rumors. The inclusion of rumors and negative conversations can sometimes seem like a short step towards unity, but it is a path that often leads us to delusions. Think about the last time you were a part of such a conversation. Did it make you feel elevated, or did it subtly irritate your sense of integrity? Words, like seeds, have the power to grow gardens or spread weeds. When we choose to feed our conversations with kindness and understanding, we cultivate a landscape where trust and respect flourish. It is a journey, but not always easy. There are moments when joining the rumors seems seductive, perhaps even justified. But here is the challenge. Next time you find yourself on the verge of speaking or listening to something negative, take a break. Think about this person as a person who had his own struggles and victories, just like you do. Do you want your lowest moments to become a topic of conversation? Removing rumors is not just creating a positive atmosphere, it is respecting our common humanity. And when you lead by example, you are not just avoiding negativity, you are illuminating a path for others to find your way to a more empathetic and genuine way of connecting. By adhering to these principles, we can develop thinking that is stable, empathetic and positive, which leads to genuine personal development and deeper connections in our relationships. If you found this video valuable, subscribe to more detailed information, click on the notification bell, and click on the bell icon to receive notifications and show your support with comments and feedback. And yes, as usual, for further learning of wisdom, there are 2 additional videos on your screen. Stay steadfast.